Welcome back to Cottage Designs by Erin, where today we are going to be saving an important piece of history. Look at the detail on this sweet child's apron. We have a little girl washing dishes with their little precious dog. We have all this bias tape trim. So how I came about this apron was last fall, a couple ladies here in town went to a farm auction. At that auction, there were several boxes of fabric that they purchased, and they had some miscellaneous things in there, and this was in with the fabric. Now, this is too beautiful to throw away, even though it has some issues, okay? We're going to fix it, and we're going to breathe new life into this little apron for my granddaughter, Grace Josephine, okay? Anytime you get old linens, this is my shameless plug, they don't pay me to say this, okay? I just really swear by this product. Molly Suds is a whitener, and it's ideal to wash old linens in. It will get everything as white and as sanitary as possible. Now, it's not going to take out 50 years of rust stains, okay? It's not a miracle worker, but it will do the absolute best that it possibly can. To make this work even better, I wash it with a cup of Tide, a cup of white vinegar, throw in some baking soda, and throw in this, and it will work wonders. Okay, this little apron needs ties. So I'm using an apron pattern that was my daughter's when she was small, Simplicity 8916. And I traced off a size 3 tissue paper tie, because this apron's really small, and this is the smallest tie that was in there. Okay, so Simplicity 8916. You can find this on eBay and Etsy. All right, I'm moving the camera to my hands now. I put the ties down on the fold of a piece of red gingham. That gave me one big long piece. So then I snipped that right up the middle, which gave me 2 pieces. This is one that's already finished, okay? So we are now going to work on the other tie. I have pressed it, but it could be pressed again. So let me give this a little shot of steam as we go here. Okay, I've got the machine threaded up, so we're going to go ahead and run this little tie through the machine. I always think it's helpful when you can save a piece of history. And the hours that this must have taken to embroider, it's just too pretty to throw in the trash. Especially when, if a little girl is going to use it to bake or to clean, it's probably just going to get dirty anyway. Okay, we have one side sewn. Now we're going to go ahead and run the other side through. Okay, we're going to use our iron now. We're going to fold in the point of the sash. We're now going to run through the machine. Okay, now we can see that we have this big, long, ugly tail. So we're going to take our Guggenheim scissors and we're going to cut that off. So there's our second tie. Before we can actually sew the ties on, we are going to have to darn up this hole that is on the side of the apron, because right now I can't attach it to that. So I'm going to turn the apron right sides together, and I'm just going to sew a fine little stitch to secure this. It's going to end up making like a little dart. Okay, now I'm going to cut open just the end of that. Just a couple little stitches so that we can get it to lay flat. Somewhat flat. All right, so here's our little apron. We are going to now, I'm going to press it first off. We haven't done that yet. It has been washed. It's been sterilized in hot water. Just in case, I don't know if a mouse chewed off the strings. I don't know if a dog chewed them off. I mean, I don't know how the hole got there is what I'm saying. I don't know if it was animal related or if somebody just ripped the strings off. Who knows what happens? Who knows what happened to the apron strings? This is so, somebody must have loved this little girl a whole lot, whoever spent all this time on this. And I sure love my babies a lot. I have 3 grandchildren. I have 2 little boys, ages 4 and 6. And then Grace is going to be a year old next month. And she's walking in her walker, and she's a little speed demon in that thing. I'm very fortunate. The children live about 10 minutes from me. So I can go out and give them baths and read them stories and play. And being a grandma is the best gift ever in this world. This looks like it might have been made out of toweling. I'm going to go over the very edge of it here. Okay, so we're all pressed up. Our little hole is gone. Now we are going to sew the ties onto the apron, and it looks like at one time they were sewn right here, right above the pockets right here. So I'm going to now turn this in a bit. All right, so let me see what we got here. We want the edges to be down, the raw edges to be down. Got that pin on that side. Now let's do our other one. We're going to sew that piece here. Okay, so let's run this through the machine. Got it on the bias tape there. I don't want to do that. And you can shear up the edge of this, but I'm not going to. I'm just going to sew it all the way across. Okay, there's one side done. Let's run our other side through. This is what my grandma would call a make-do project. It's just make do, just make do. Okay, and I did back stitch over it so that it will not rip out when we tie it. All right, so we now have this little girl sewn up here. We got the hole sewn up. We've got it pressed. We're going to tie our pretty little bow back here. This is so precious. And I love the color red anyway. Okay, so here's our little apron tied in the back. Now, if you notice, it doesn't have anything up here at the top. And I do not feel like turning anything inside out today. So rather than use the gingham that we have, where did I put my materials? I'm going to tie some ribbon up here for neckties. Let me stop the camera for 1 second. Okay, I had some red gingham ribbon, but it was kind of too narrow, so I'm going to go with this red polka dot grosgrain ribbon instead. So I'm going to run this through the machine now. And we're going to do a little zigzag stitch up here so that this thing doesn't fray on me. Just a little fine little zigzag. So let me take this off here. And I cut the ribbon 18 inches long. I don't know if that might be too long, but I wasn't really sure what to cut it. So now we've got some pretty little shoulder ties. Now we're going to run the other side through. All right, now let me rev the camera back up. Just tie our little ribbons. So here is our salvaged precious little apron. We darned up the hole by making a little dart here. We tied on our gingham sash. We put on a brand new necktie with some little gingham ribbon. And I'm going to look and see if I have 2 red little Bakelite buttons. I'm going to sew them up here. I think I do, but I don't have time to look for them at the moment. So that'll be later. It's been washed. It's been pressed. It's been darned. We've got our little gingham ties back here. Isn't this just precious? Isn't it just too cute for words? And most importantly, we saved a piece of history. Somebody loved this child a lot to make pockets, to do all these stitches. Let's see, what kind of stitches do we have? We've got a running stitch, straight stitch, stem stitch, lazy daisy, French knot. That's a lot of stitches. Look at the little pocket. The side where it lays down flat. And you know, it's faded and it's time worn, and somebody loved this child and somebody loved making this apron for that child. So we have given it new life by sewing our new little gingham ties and our new little shoulder straps, washing, pressing, and mending the hole. I hope you like my video. Please stop back by. My last video, recent video, I did was on my grandmother's dress patterns. I intend to do one here in the near future about her apron patterns. So stop back by. Please give my video a thumbs up, like, and subscribe. Thank you.